Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm actually going to be talking about the event that is currently going on in Genshin Impact, the Summertime Odyssey event specifically. And in regards to it, how I have problems with it. And I will explain it, explain what problems I have with it are, as well as what I think they should have done instead. And to start with, I have to say it should not, it's a great event, don't get me wrong, it's an amazing event and is definitely worth playing. It is really nice how it adds depth to certain characters. It makes it easier to understand them and their motives. However, it also has the problem of it should have been an Archon quest instead of a limited time event. And before I go on, I just want to say, hear me out. I know that could be a very very controversial statement. And the reason I say this is due to the storyline of it, especially near the end. Basically, near the end of the story, or at the end of the story, if you don't want spoiled, I recommend not watching the rest of the video. But at the end of the event's story, you are contacted by the Dendro Archon, where it's basically revealed that all the events that occurred during the story of it were caused by a Fatui device modeled after the Dendro Archon's power. Which, in general,
I shall treasure this good fortune.
Isn't problematic. However, what you have to realize is Sumeru, which is the nation that the Dendro Archon watches over, is the next region we're going to. So just about anything in regards to that at this point should not be locked behind an event. Not only that, but there's also I don't know what this does. But there's also dialogue and stuff mentioned that current players may expect a reference to down the line. And when you meet the Dendro Archon, which raises the issue even more in my mind. What I think they should have done instead of making it a limited time event, though, is having it been an Archon quest. Because it is very much important at parts to the actual storyline of the game. Which you may disagree with me, which you have that right to. However, just because it's set in the Golden Apple Archipelago doesn't mean that it should be limited time, especially if it has references to potential future storyline. Especially since it's coming so close to the next region. I also believe that the Golden Archipelago would make sense as a permanent location. And I know what people will say. It's a it's an event-tied location. It shouldn't be accessible all the time. And to that I say Enkonomiya. Enkonomiya is both a location that was involved in an event and a place you can just go to at any moment. There is no reason why it's starting out as an event location should make it so it's locked as an event location, especially since it's been updated. And they could make it a permanent location, this version, as a permanent addition to the game, and just have the Archon quest situated here. And then future summer events could have a event exclusive version of the Golden Apple Archipelago. Which, if you really think about it, it makes sense to do it like that. Especially since we've been here a couple times already. And each version is explicit. And not only do we learn a little bit about the Dendro Archon in this event, but we also learn something from Venti's past. Which, to me, makes it seem much more connected with the main story. AKA the whole squirrel situation. You also learn, like, in all honesty, the event itself, like, minus the discussion at the end with the Dendro Archon, is perfect as an event. If you leave the part out where she contacts you at the very end of the event, it really could just be an event by itself. This is confusing now. But again, that's just me. And then it has information about characters, which honestly they could have had you learn about in Hangout events instead of this. It would have made some sense there as well. But in general, I don't think this event was handled as well as it should have been. It definitely feels more like a part of the main story than a summertime event. Like the last time we were at Golden Apple Archipelago, it made a whole lot more sense as a summer event. Not only that, but it was also tied to Klee's birthday. So it made a lot of sense in and of itself. This event is definitely tied more to into the main story than a limited time event, which I'm going to talk about this more in an upcoming video in just regards to the events itself, but this event specific